What's up, everybody? This is Mike, the Developing Dad, coming to you with another reflection on the Proverbs. It is April 2nd, 2020. So we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 20, verse 21 and 22. And it reads, "For the upright will inhabit the land, and those with integrity will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the treacherous will be rooted out of it." So if you are familiar with your Old Testament history and the promises God made to Israel, the promises for obedience were that they would inhabit the land and that the land would be fruitful for them, and promises for disobedience and wickedness was that they would be expelled from the land just like the inhabitants before them. And this is clearly making that same point here. There's obviously larger implications when it comes to the end times and things of that nature, but this is a clear indication of what God has set for nations, right? The upright, an upright people will inhabit the land, and they will remain in it. Ones who treat the land well, who are not performing wicked deeds, right? Like killing millions of babies, right? Hint, hint. Okay, the wicked will be cut off from that land, and the treacherous will be rooted out of it. There's going to come a time when judgment will happen for nations that are wicked. But the upright people who fear God, people who follow His commandments, people who walk in His ways, they will remain. Okay, they will remain. Those who have integrity, and this is going to be a common theme in the Proverbs, right? It's a common theme throughout the scriptures. God deals with nations. This is not something that the Christian should shy away from. We should be willing to speak loudly where the scriptures speak loudly, and speak softly where they speak softly. But this is one of the things that's pretty clear in the scriptures, that God deals with nations and He judges them. And upright nations prosper, and wicked nations that are wicked are cut off and replaced. Okay, so that's a common theme we see all throughout history, not just Old Testament history, but going well after the New Testament is finished being written. We see it happening over and over and over again. So be reminded of this today. Think about these things. Okay, this one's going a little long, but it's necessary. Think about these things. Think about the things that that you see nations doing, right? That you see nations practicing. I mentioned one already, abortion. But there's wickedness, greed, all of these sins. God judges nations for these things. And He is still on the throne. He's still ruling and reigning, and He's judging nations today. Okay, so that has not stopped. So take that with you today. Be encouraged by it. Start to think biblically about these things, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Grace and peace.